This is your host Naim bin Muhammad Rafi, and here is my YouTube channel, Zamir Universe. I think after seeing all this cruelty and all this what has been happening to the Gaza residents, the Palestinians, our Muslim brothers and sisters, and looking at the helplessness of 57 Islamic countries, one wonders now that why is it that God has abandoned us? It's our fault. And without firing a bullet, when there is a precedent that the same Jews, same people who were much stronger at the time, and I'm talking of the Jews of Khabar, outside skirts of Medina, at the moment when you go, and many of you must have visited the Khabar Pass, still there are ruins available for you to see. And I'm going to show you this, that how without firing that, when in 1443 years ago, when the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used the economic weapon, and he asked that destroy all the date trees and look after all those things, boycott what these Jews of Khabar make money from, and with that they buy bow and arrow, and then they shoot us from the top of the mountain. And that was an ironclad security, because they were high up there and the Muslims were just being sitting ducks and were being beaten up and killed. That social boycott and that economic boycott just abandoned them, and they themselves came down begging that can we just leave this place, because we can't make our two ends meet. There is no bread and butter for us. There is nothing for us to do in economies and make money and suck your blood like vampire, as the present Jews are doing all across the world. Everything they own, from Starbucks to the water of Nestle which comes into your house, to Pepsi Cola, to Kentucky Fried Chicken, to McDonald's, etc., etc. And I'll show you the number. You can see with the technology that even a youngster says that there is now an application which you can put on your mobile phone, and everybody has a mobile phone now. Even our sweepers will have a mobile phone. So if you really are determined to fight these Jews, it is not just only that you have aircrafts and you have bombs and you have missiles and you have drones. You have a weapon in your hand, and then use it. And use it, and then listen to the commentary in Urdu about what our Holy Prophet did, and boycott their products. Then you are going to beat, no matter this mentally retarded Netanyahu is adamant, he is stubborn, he is like a mule. So we can see that a person who is not mentally stable, who is full of hatred, for him to have blood on his hands, and then his stepfather, this Sleepy Joe, the America, who is the greatest terrorist of the world, you're not going to beat them, because you've been sleeping hundreds and hundreds of years in technology and not doing anything to compete with them. But you can do that. You still have a tool in your hand, and you can defeat them. You can let them come begging, and that we learn to leave voluntarily Palestine, because there is nothing here. We can't make anything. No technology. They already are, I think, reprocessing the sewerage water and getting, filtering their fecal matter and their urine, and they're drinking that water, because already there is no water over there. And so if you can get rid of their money which is flowing in there from outside, you will see that it will strangulate them. They will leave the desert. They will go somewhere in the European countries where they can do every sexual perversion, where they can do everything which is now immoral, like homosexuality. Then let them do the LGBT promotion, and let them do all sorts of nonsense which is their bread and butter, and you defeat them. And I take my hats off to Iran. At least Iran had the courage and the wisdom, I would say, that to fix his target, and was only the army target, the war target, the airport from where the F-35 flew, and see how many the planes they damaged. They did not disclose all the drones and the kind of missiles they fired. They were hypersonic missiles, and see how precise they were. And it's 7 layers of security with the French, British, Jordanian, that bloody traitor, and the Americans and the Israelis, the Iron Dome. It's penetrated all and hit. To me, that is a great, great success. And people who have a little tiny gram meter up in their skull will agree with me. And I'm glad that Joe Biden refused to join hands with this mentally retarded man and created a regional war.
On April 15th, people across 4 continents will launch an economic blockade in solidarity with Palestine. Through this coordinated mobilization, we will jam up trade choke points and disrupt the global economy. 30 cities and counting have joined the effort. This comes as Yemen is bombed to secure global trade routes and billions of dollars continue to fund the occupation. The time has come to open up new fronts against the Zionist war machine. It's time for collective risk. The global movement for Palestine has been gaining unprecedented momentum. What is happening in Gaza is unbearable, and we know that symbolic actions are not enough. We must escalate. As Palestinians face one brutal atrocity after another, we've watched them respond with collective resilience and fortitude. They inspire us to action. Their pain is our rage. For this, we are organizing and coordinating, and on April 15th, we will disrupt global logistical hubs and will clog flows of capital worldwide. In Melbourne, Australia, Taipei, Taiwan, Genoa, Italy, Catalonia, Spain, Miami, Oakland, London, Athens, Greece, Detroit, Seattle, Montreal, and in dozens of other cities across the world, we will identify and blockade major choke points in the economy. We will focus on points of production and circulation with the aim of causing maximum economic impact. If one city faces police repression, other cities will extend or expand blockades in solidarity. We will not talk to the police. Solidarity is affinity, and we have each other's backs. For 75 years, Israel has operated with impunity, but the Zionist project must end now. Go to a15action.com for more information on how to plug in.
Starting today, the boycott against Israel is changed forever. There's a new app called No Thanks. It's on iOS and Android, and it lets anybody, anywhere, scan the barcode of any product to see whether or not that product is on the boycott for Israel list. For example, it'll tell you whether or not that fruit you're trying to buy was grown in a legal settlement, or if the company that made the product you're buying is profiting off of the oppression of the Palestinians. This app is going to make the boycott against Israel accessible to nearly everybody, and it also makes it as easy as it can be. So what I'm going to do is I got to get some juice. I'm on vacation right now, so I'm going to walk down to the market. We're going to get some juice. I'm going to scan the juice and show you guys how it works. This walk is actually beautiful, bro.
So we made it, and we're going to scan this Tropicana juice to see if it's on the boycott list or not. And it looks like it is, so we're going to have to find some different juice to get. They actually include proof to why the product's on the boycott list. It looks like this is part of SodaStream, an Israeli company. But let's see if this chocolate is on the boycott list, and it looks like it's not, and we're good.
So if you don't want to spend your money on a genocide, download the app right now. If you don't want to send your money to companies profiting off of genocide, download the app right now. If you want to support and stand in solidarity with Palestinians, download the app right now. And if you know anybody, have any friends who stand with Palestine, send them this app too. Tell them to download it. And before you go, make sure you repost and copy the link on this video so more people hear about this app and more people share this app to others. Thank you, and free Palestine.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर